I got to shout out to Wolves, because if I'm a Wolves fan, Christmas just came early with this, right? Now, Fabio Silva is one of the most highly rated strikers in Europe. And Wolves fans yesterday kind of came out the blue, probably because Jorge Mendes is behind the scene getting his commission, moving the pieces on the chessboard like he always does. He's got to get his cut. That those yachts don't pay for themselves. That's how it is at the top level. But Fabio Silva's joined Wolves, 40 million euros or 35 million pounds. What I will say is, I'm delighted for Wolves fans initially. They're trying to advance on what they did last season, which is terrific. They haven't just settled. They've gone, okay, we're going to move forward and try and push on. He's a talented boy, and he's a very young age, though. It's a tender age to pay such a large sum of money for someone. Do I think it's a risk worth taking? Yes. He's still very raw, but he's lucky that he's got Jimenez in front of him, because Jimenez will take a lot of weight off of his shoulders. If Jimenez was to go, that then puts the weight on him. I don't think he's quite ready for that. Just to give you some sort of context regarding the signing, lads, because this is off the BBC website. So it says here, this is basically Wolves talking now to BBC. Our recruitment team have been watching Fabio since he played for Portugal under-16s. He's always been the best number 9 coming through in his age group in anywhere in Europe, which is a bold statement. So it's interesting. His goals record as well, just to let you know, lads. I think last season he played a good number of games, but he only had 3 goals and 2 assists. So it is a big sum of money to pay for someone that young. What's your take on the signing itself?
I think you just summed it up for me. If you're a Wolves fan, then you're saying, okay, we didn't finish 5th. We didn't finish in the Champions League spots, which is where we want to be, which is probably where we could be. They've sold Matt Doherty for not a lot of money, and they're blowing what it seems, a lot of their budget, £35 million, on an 18-year-old guy who's scored 3 career goals. He was born in 2002, which is horrendous news for old timers, I guess, because our chance really has gone now. Yeah. But with regards to this one, if you're a Wolves fan, you've got to say, right, okay, there's key areas here that need strengthening. Right back, and personally, if I was to look at Ainsley Maitland and Niles, not good enough. Not good enough to be a top 4, top 5 player. They need to sign possibly a centre-half. They seem covered with that, but maybe someone to strengthen their midfield, or maybe someone out on the wings, as Adama Traore seems to only have an impact from the bench.
Yeah.
Am I going to spend £35 million on essentially a gamble? Yes, these players exist. In 10 years' time, we're going to talk about somebody that we've never heard of today, somebody that's currently in school somewhere, and we're going to be talking about him.
Maybe somebody's watching this podcast, please,
Maybe. And we're going to be talking about them using words like magic and gifted, and using really, really, praising them a lot and how good they are, because they're world class. But these players do exist, and yet they've tried to sign one, and if it works out, fantastic. But what are the odds of that, really? What are the odds that they've picked up the future best number 9 in the world, and he wants to go and play his football in Wolverhampton? It's not for me.
With Wolves, right, they do have fairly deep pockets, so it seems, right? And I don't mean deep pockets as, to mix it with the real big boys. They haven't got the same sort of money as Chelsea, United, City. But they seem financially quite comfortable, and they can sort of spend, as we've just seen, 35 million pounds. Do I think it's a smart investment? Kind of like Reece said, I mean, maybe in a few years' time, but I don't know if that's the right kind of moves they should be making at this point.